Hello Internet, welcome back to more of our Apartment Rat series. Right off the bat, we had some issues here. When I loaded up the game, it said that the data card and Mind Splicer kit were both trying to have charges, but they weren't allowed. So I'm hoping that, because I updated, I assumed that when we updated, it changed something, and I'm hoping it didn't break our quest, because it would really suck to finally meet some NPC stuff and then not be able to do the quest. Anyway, probably going to skip the last episode. So the last one you saw, we probably escaped from the mall. Then we had one episode in between where I did some basic stuff. I slept. I looked at trying to create the vehicle welder. Let's go over to our recipe books and we'll look at the vehicle welder. And unfortunately, okay, where's the weld? The vehicle welder requires a welding component kit. And the welding component kit, for whatever stupid freaking reason, requires 2 makeshift welders. I think that this is really dumb, because if I can make the 2 makeshift welders, I should be able to just make the freaking component kit. I shouldn't have to make 2 welders to pull components out of the 2 welders I just made. I should just be able to make it. So that's really irritating. So we went looking for makeshift welder parts, which brought us to these houses over here, which, if you remember from many episodes ago, were mostly empty houses, and it just sort of pissed me off. And the commentary suffered, so we're skipping that episode. So here we are. We also, in the interim, we did kill 2 spiders. I don't know if we pulled chitin off of both of them. Kind of think we only pulled chitin off of one. Yeah, I don't think we butchered the other one. But we do have enough chitin to make some more armor. And we may go back and kill more spiders to get additional armor pieces. Here you can see is the building we set on fire all those episodes ago. We were out of the area, so the fire is still burning. But we're going to continue. We're going to be looting houses for heating elements primarily. So we're going to hit these houses, and then when night falls, we're going to make our way over to the school, because we're still on the hunt for books. I looked around this town. There's really not much here. There's no gun stores, which was a priority for me. There are a couple of bookstores. These brown carrots with brown background are bookstores. There's actually 3 of them in this town. So we may at some point be checking them out as well. And then there is a gun store up here in this town, which we may go hit as well. Again, my priority kind of was labs, but since we have the school and it's such a reliable place to find books, we'll probably be doing that at some point. For now, we're going to continue looking for heating elements. Just not been doing very well this week. The commentary in the last episode was god-awful, so I decided to cut it, which I hope is the right decision. Same with so I've been recording a Magicalism series, and that is just, it's a shit show. Like, the first couple episodes are very boring. The 3rd episode, I came home from work and was super depressed, and so, man, that took a long time to deconstruct. I don't know why that would be. We need copper wire and we need heating elements, so we'll take both of these and we'll drop them in our pile. We'll just drop everything that we don't actually need at the moment. I had pulled the 3-liter glass jar because we put a little extra fuel in our vehicle, and we needed a container for that because we left. Oh, that's another important thing to mention. We left the jerry can, is what I was going to say, back in the mall. But more importantly, we actually left our toolbox in the mall, I believe. We're currently using a multi-tool, which is just fine for the time being. But I need to go back to the mall at some point because I'm not willing to leave behind the toolbox. That is something that, we weren't going to go back because it's mostly just food items that we left behind, and food items are not worth risking your life for. However, once we realized that we had left the toolbox behind, it became really obvious that we should go back. What was this? Salt water? Nah. So we're going to hit these other houses. Yeah, commentary lately just it's been a rough week. I've been kind of sick. Today I woke up and was immediately violently ill. I thought, like, man, this is food poisoning. Like, it was just so much intensity to it, such nausea and sickness to it. I thought, man, I think I have food poisoning. And now I'm feeling better. So, like, I don't know. We're wearing our goggles, so we actually can't see unless we turn them on. There we go. You hear Wump. Hello, tough zombie. We're still using the nail bat because we also left our quarterstaff behind because I'm an idiot and dropped basically all of our important stuff. And we're not going to head back to base just to make a new weapon. We probably ought to be upgrading the quarterstaff at this point, but the only thing that I can see that's a real improvement... mouse cursors. The only thing I can see that's a super noticeable improvement would be these rat corpses. Okay, we might be able to get some meat out of them as well. Although, well, no, we didn't bring the perishable food with us from the mall. The only real thing that's like craftable for us that would be a noticeable improvement would be the steel spear. And because people keep telling me like, well, you should probably stop using blunt weapons just because they're not good endgame melee weapons. And they're right, of course. I just wanted to do something that wasn't spears for once. And the iron shod quarterstaff is the best blunt weapon we can make at the moment. So we're going to look for... They all have the fresh tag. I was going to say we're going to look for anything that has fresh. Oh, but we can't see to butcher them. Well, they're rats. We can just pick up a couple rat corpses. No big deal. We'll carry them upstairs. We'll butcher them for meat. I don't know that we're going to go through the effort of trying to preserve them in any way. We're just going to dump them on the ground and take whatever meat we can get. Butcher everything. Quick butchery. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. Okay. Literally just scraps of meat. Okay, I mean, I thought we might get one chunk of meat out of each one. That's fine. We're not going to worry about that. Let's continue looting. Well, let's drag the oven out here to the light so we can deconstruct this. Yeah, just not doing well this week. A lot of hit and miss stuff. Just super depressed yesterday when I came home from work, and really no calls to it whatsoever. And I made the mistake of trying to record. I really ought to be smarter than that by now. I ought to know I can't record when I'm in a super dark place because the commentary just comes out whiny and, you know, because it gets to be very upsetting sometimes when you think you're doing well and then all of a sudden you're doing really, really poorly. Take all this stuff because we're going to go back and we could always use a little bit more material. You know, you think you're doing well, and then out of nowhere it comes and it hits you like a ton of bricks. And it's like, man, I thought I was on top of this. Thought I had everything under control, you know. But we're not going to talk about that because I, again, don't want to be a super downer. Let's, do we have any perishable drinks? We do. Drink the orange juice first. We should probably sort these things. Okay. See if that put any additional... If we're going to eat food, we should actually cook the meat. Cooked meat. We're just going to cook it. We're not going to do anything special with it. One meat takes 20 minutes. Okay. So the benefit of batch crafting also is that the more you craft, the more time savings you get. So 4 meats takes 47 minutes. But if we cook them one at a time, it would take about 80 minutes. Which is, you know, obviously an improvement. So we will, I think, make all of them now. We can dispose of the nail bat for the time being. Nail bat also took some damage. We should probably prioritize fixing that since that's the only real weapon we have available to us at the moment. Man, what's going on with this? Why is time progressing so slowly? I haven't noticed that. I noticed other people talking about performance issues online on the forum and stuff, but I didn't think it would apply to me because it seemed to mostly be people who have NPCs and like thousands of items around them, which I don't have, so I don't know. Let's check this final house. Of course it's an empty house. Why wouldn't it be? These empty houses are way too freaking common. I don't know if you've noticed this, but we seem to be hitting an awful lot of freaking half-done houses, and I feel like, yeah, construction exists in the real world, and yeah, it takes time to build a house, but this crap it's everywhere. So in this town, we've searched like 6 houses, and this is the 3rd house that is not finished. So it's just a little ridiculous, I think. Deconstruct the stove. I don't know. I'm all over the place this week, and I didn't get enough footage. So if I don't record, I'm not going to have any footage for the channel. I mean, honestly, there's only like a handful of people even watching these anymore, because most people just watch the first couple episodes, which is fine. If you're watching this, I appreciate it very much. I think my problem is that I often get bogged down in what I think I should be doing or what I think the quality of my footage should be, and then I end up letting that subtract from what I want to do. Like, I don't have as much fun as when I just play. Like, because this stuff that we're doing right now is very boring, and so I feel like, man, nobody wants to watch this. But on the other hand, it's part of the game, and it's part of the game that I kind of enjoy the tedium sometimes. It's like, well, do I push out and do something dangerous and stupid to entertain people, or do I continue playing the game at my own pace, how I want to play? You know, and it's that little bit of a difficulty. Just like I posted some Soldier of Fortune on the channel, and it's like, I don't think people are going to watch that, but it's what I want to do. So it's kind of, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about that. Am I supposed to think like, oh, just do whatever you love? Or is it more like you have a responsibility to do what people want you to do? So it does look like we can only craft one of these, which is pretty irritating. Because we're not getting any copper wire. You'd think there'd be more than one copper wire in an oven, but there's not, I guess. We never did put a flat surface in here to aid in our construction. We could check how many welders did we bring with us. I think we just brought the one. Makeshift welder 1. Okay. Is there a regular welder? We didn't bring the regular welder. Weld. Yeah, just the one. So we still need to craft another welder. Although we could use the welder, we could basically craft the welding component kit with the 2 welders that we have, and then install the welder into our vehicle, so we wouldn't need the welders anymore, the makeshift welders. But if we did that, we wouldn't be able to take it out and repair other things in the area. We would be limited to what's near the vehicle. I don't know. I'm going to go check this butcher shop. Hello, child. Not wielding anything. Of course. Wield the nail bat, which is actually kind of a crappy weapon now that it's so damaged. Well, 21 isn't terrible. It's not great. I feel remorse for killing the zombie child. No, I don't, though. I don't feel any remorse about that. Let's stop running. Let's see if we can get in this butcher shop without too much. I think that's what we're seeing all these people at. Yeah. Ooh, a huge boomer. I don't know that we've seen a huge boomer yet. We've only seen the regular ones. And even those weren't in any particular density. Why is there a corpse in here? How did you die? Take the bird shot even though it was basically useless when we tried to use it. What killed all of these things? That makes me very nervous. Let's turn on our goggles. And let's just be a little cautious here. Yeah, let's stop. You're a regular zombie. I'm not worried about you. What killed these guys? Because I didn't kill them, and I'm supposed to be the scary thing around here. See some zombies. Zombie soldier is pretty scary. I don't know why he's up there. Okay, well, that makes me nervous. I don't know what would have killed them. There's another baseball bat. And look, it's another empty house. This is the 4th empty house we've found. So we're doing really well, finding exactly what we want. Big empty houses. I don't really understand why they're so common. Kind of infuriating, actually. Big empty houses. But I bet there's something in the basement, even though it's an empty house. Look, it's a fully stocked gun basement in an empty house. That makes sense. So let's wait until we catch our breath, and then we're going to be very grateful that we found this. We don't have any lockpicks. I don't know if you can lockpick in the dark. Brass catcher. I think you can make them with just a plastic bag. That's really not something we want. Reloaded shotgun slug, absolutely. 5.56, absolutely. We're going to take basically everything. Was that triple aught shot? Oh, .41 triple aught. 410 shell loaded with 5 triple O pellets. I feel like maybe that's a typo. Maybe it's supposed to be double aught pellets. Good for a hunting or combat load because the .410 caliber guns are pretty new, I believe. Whatever, we're going to take all of this and we're going to be very grateful that we found it. Really excited to see a gun basement. Might give us an opportunity to pick up an excellent firearm as well. A Saiga. Saiga is a pretty fantastic firearm. Deals 50 damage with its current loadout. Thompson magazine. Briefcase SMG, not really interesting to me. Some mags that we're probably never going to use. 39A fires 22. 22 is pretty useless. You'll see by comparison to the Saiga. Saiga's a 12 gauge shotgun variant of the AK, and it's a dealt 50 damage, and this one deals 17 damage, which is obviously 22 is much less damaging than shotgun, but still it's pretty pathetic. Okay, so we got everything but the Glock mag, which, you know, is not really a huge priority. We are going to come back and check this gun safe. Red dot sight. You know, it makes me wonder, maybe there was an NPC in here that went out and killed the zombies. I don't know if this is a potential spawn for them. X-Acto knife is also pretty valuable because we didn't have anything for proper dissection. So that's pretty great. We're just going to head out the window here because screw this empty house. Turn off the light amp goggles. Hello, Zambi. Let's see if we can get our rifle out before it closes ground with us. I've lost our rifle in the pile of things. We're not going to waste a Saiga round, a shotgun round on the boomer thing. So we're just going to shoot him. Hopefully he just takes one shot. I think they have really low health. No. They seem to have more health than I remember. There we go. I imagine the soldier zombie is going to come investigate. Really hate that it keeps dropping my items. So I think what happens when you're wielding something, let's say we're wielding the bat and we swap to the storm like we just did. It drops the bat because there's no space in our inventory. And I think the reason for that is that it unwields your weapon before you wield the new weapon. So when you unwield the first weapon, it tries to put it in your inventory. It says, hey, we don't have space for it. So it drops it. Then you wield the other weapon, and now you have space in your inventory, and that's why it drops. I think is why that happens. Headlamp could be valuable because it would enable us to come out and butcher in the dark. I think we're going to take a crack at this. Did we pick up any double aught shot? We did, so let's reload the Saiga. No, let's drop our rifle because I'm so sick of it auto-reloading the weapon. There we go. We reloaded the Saiga. We're going to wield the Saiga. And we're going to go kill that soldier zombie because he could have some cool stuff on him. I guess we can kill the cop as well while we're here. Really thought that would one-shot you. But okay. We'll take another shot. There we go. Making a lot of noise, which is not a big deal. We will pick up shotgun hulls. If we get to a point where we can reload them, that could be extremely valuable. So we're going to take some shots. Yeah, Saiga, one of my favorite shotguns in the world. Semi-automatic AK variant, which fires 12 gauge shotgun shells. I'm going to put this guy down. Look at this beauty. 10 rounds a shot. Obviously, it has a higher capacity than the Remington as well, which is valuable. Our dispersion is pretty terrible. 395 is not good. I think the lower the number, the better. I think that this would be because we have low skills. I'm not 100% on what that all means. We ought to start modding our weapons as well. Really, you had just garbage on you. Not one thing of value on his corpse. That's really disappointing. I get really sick of seeing some of these zombies that should have stuff on them, like the cop zombie. Should obviously have some significant stuff on it because it's a cop zombie. You know, nobody went out in the apocalypse. Look at this guy. He's wearing combat boots, leather gloves, cargo pants, and compression shorts, and a sheriff shirt, which is at least, you know, builds the character. But like no cop in their right mind goes out in the zombie apocalypse wearing regular clothing. And if it's wearing regular clothing, then it stops being a cop zombie and is just a regular zombie, right? Same with the soldier zombie. Yeah, he's wearing army gear, but it's really basic army gear that's not valuable at all. Who goes out like and the army zombie has a pretty high armor, so it doesn't make sense that he's wearing really basic clothes but has such high armor. And I understand that that's how Cataclysm does things. You know, they don't track inventory until it's been killed, but it's still frustrating. Why is our nail bat so damaged? I don't understand. It went from it dropped even more damage. I don't understand why that happened. It was fine a minute ago. I smashed a window with it, I think. That's it. So we're going to focus on repairing our weapon. For now, we're going to drop all this stuff. We're going to keep the Storm. Probably, arguably, should keep the Saga as well instead, but it's not a big deal. And we're going to drop all this stuff. We definitely need to reload the Storm. Where's our ammo pile? Where's our Storm? Store and chest rig. Chest rig is also very damaged again, which I didn't notice. Reload. I hate this. I hate that it does things this way. Drop the Storm. Activate the chest rig to pull the weapon out of it, the mag out of it. Draw it. Store in inventory. Reload the magazine. You don't have 9mm. Yes, I do. Where is my ammunition? 9mm, 91 rounds. Okay, pick up the Storm. Reload the Storm. Store in chest rig. There we go. We need to repair some things. We need to repair our chest rig, even though we just did that in the mall. I don't see sewing kit. Oh, we don't have any rags. Of course. Did we at least pick up the sewing kit? Of course not. Pick up the sewing kit. We'll head in here. We'll get some rags. Okay. Apparently not strong enough to smash a bed with my bare hands. Which is fine. Let's turn off running as well. Didn't realize we were running that whole time. Wait until we catch our breath. Let's repair our chest rig before it gets any worse and we lose it. Because it is a place for us to store a magazine without really encumbering us too much. Success, failure, level up. See, that's taking a long time. I don't really understand that. Sewing kit, helmet liner we can fix as well. Anything else we can fix while we're looking at it? No, we don't have the Kevlar or whatever is the Nomex necessary for the flame-resistant gloves, which is fine. Our other gear is in pretty okay shape. We should probably take some rags to put in our vehicle as well so that we do have rags when we need to repair things. So we'll go ahead and we'll drop this stuff and then we'll head back to the basement. Actually, we should really fix our nail bat before we go poking around anymore. So where is there a forest? Nowhere near me. Why don't we pull our vehicle down the road? Because we're going to be heading down that way anyway. Really? A shrub? Really? Plow through that thing. Are you shitting me? I don't understand. It's a shrub. There we go. It's a vehicle with a plow with a ram on the front of it and it can't handle a shrub. So we're going to pull down here and we're going to park this thing over here. Okay. And we're going to head to the woods and pull some pine boughs so we can make resinous cord. No pine trees. There's a pine tree. Yes. Yes. I don't know how many pine boughs we need. We'll go one more tree. Yes. Okay. We'll head back. See about making some resinous cord. Also, walking over the ground seems a lot slower. It seems like I'm lagging out every time I step on a long piece of grass. I don't know what's going on with all that. So we need resinous cord. 2 pine boughs. Okay. And we have 16. Why don't we make a bunch of resinous cord? Oh, we can only make 2 because of the thread. Oh, no. We can use rags. Okay. So let's make like 5 resinous cords. Dispose, store in inventory. Yeah, so this is an example of like some boring stuff that I'm doing, but ultimately it's necessary for our character to maintain peak performance, right? I understand it's a little boring. Yes, I could cut out some of this stuff, but ultimately you never know when you're going to bump into something. Like when we left the mall, I kind of thought we would just leave the mall and it would be no big deal. But then when I actually went to leave, we were confronted with very scary monsters that if I had not been recording, you would have not seen us almost die to a brute and then a juggernaut, you know? So it's like, yeah, I can cut some stuff out, and yeah, you know, I could just, you know, not show you certain things, but ultimately that's what Cataclysm is. It's not all fun and games. Some of it is tedium. Some of it is, you know, maintaining your character at a basic level. And if you don't want to watch it, you always have the option of skipping that particular episode. You know, if you come in and it says, hey, in the description, it says, hey, you know, this episode, where are you coming from? I swear to God, they just appear out of thin air sometimes. You know, if the description says, hey, this is a boring episode, maybe don't watch that one. Maybe leave that one to the hardcore people who want to watch, you know. So improvised lockpicks got nerfed. Oh no, maybe not. I thought they got nerfed so they need more stuff now than they did before. Is this a functional bicycle? It is. I'm going to ruin it because I can. Don't judge me. If I wanted a bicycle, I would make it from scratch. We're actually going to make more than one. Of course, it's going to do them one at a time like that. So are they 1 per craft, or is it 2 per craft? Improvised, it's 1 per craft. So let's go back in and we'll do several at once. Not going to go one at a time. Store in inventory, store in inventory. Okay. Go back to the nail bat. I don't know if we can pick a lock in the dark, but we're going to try. We do have the night vision goggles. I do feel like that should count. Someone in the comments said, hey, you know, I've used night vision goggles. They're not very high resolution. It's kind of hard to tell what you're doing. And I totally buy that. I accept that as an answer. But it still feels like it should count. You know, that knee jerk, like, man, this should work. Why doesn't it work? 7.62 rounds tend to be a pretty reliable round. Things like the M16, they use smaller caliber rounds going at a higher velocity tend to deal less damage. They're more about penetration and things. 7.62 round is notoriously more fatal than like an M16 versus an AK. An M16 is more likely to wound an enemy than to outright kill an enemy, depending on where you hit them and things like that. Obviously have an impact as well. So always happy to see a 7.62 round. My friend would call them Haji rounds, but I don't think that you're allowed to say that. So, yep. So we're going to head back. We're going to dump our new rifle. We didn't really look at it. 45 damage per round, per hit, lower dispersion. Let's look, because we haven't really compared. Let's look at how much better. So this is 9 mil. 9 mil is a smaller round that's tends to be known for its piercing. It looks like there's no real armor pierced to it, but I assume that that's because it's jacketed hollow points that are currently loaded. Maximum range 34 as opposed to the 30 on the 7.62. Base aim speed, it's much faster to aim the Storm than it is to aim the AKM. Aim is pretty important to me. The speed at which we can creep up that aim bar is pretty valuable. Damage, this deals 2 plus 26, and this deals 0 plus 45. I'm not sure what the preceding number represents, but obviously this deals much more damage. Armor pierce is also significantly more noticeable, and the dispersion is much lower as well. I'm not sure why these numbers are different. I don't know guns well enough. Also much lower recoil obviously on the 9mm than the 7.62, but I assume that the 7.62 can go full auto. But anyway, so we got the gun basement cleared away pretty well. Let's continue looting, I guess. We still need heating elements and whatnot. Under the hood we already have, I guess. Pretty 90% sure. Should probably actually call the episode. There's another basement. Yeah, we should call the episode. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll be back with more in the near future.